Guys, welcome to all our clan, and this is Sembang Mambang Outdoor. Aci.
Wow, where are we? We are at somewhere in the Jurassic Park of Singapore.
This is the famous gateway, right?
Yes. Tonight we have a special guest, Aci.
Yes, correct. Okay, this special guest, he is well known in TikTok for storytelling and sharing of ghost stories.
Yes, and today we kidnap him from his house.
Literally, because I will never do outdoor in an area like this, man.
Yes,
I like the comfort of my home, man. You know, it's madness.
And for the first time ever, we have Mr. J with us. Welcome to the show.
Everybody, hello, good evening. Okay.
Okay, so Mr. J, first of all, thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
And most of them knows that you are not doing ghost stories previously.
Never. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not touching on that.
Okay.
But okay, what compelled you to nowadays
ghost
do it?
stories.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have to get into wherever. So actually, I mean, for those, some people know me, some people don't. I started this in fitness. So I used to run fitness clubs, as you guys know, in Singapore for many years. I've been in the fitness industry for about 30 years plus. And so I use social media as a platform to sell fitness. I was one of the very first few. And, you know, so that's what I was doing. And then got into politics. And then what happened was, this happened on, if you are aware of the election process in Singapore, I don't want to touch politics, but I have to start from there. On cooling off day, one day before election, you're not supposed to talk about politics. Because 1 month after nomination day, every day I was doing live and, you know, so I had a huge traction. My live, you know, had several thousand people coming in. People were asking questions and stuff like that. So it was very alive every night. So on the day before that, people message me and say, "Hey Jay, we under a lot of stress lah, bro. Can you come up and just talk lah, make it a bit lighthearted tonight?" So I said, I cannot talk about politics. Say, no, don't talk about politics. Talk about your lifestyle, whatever. You know, we can talk about jokes and all. So I went live. So we were just chatting, and then somebody said, "Hey, tell us a story lah, your life story." And I say, I got a lot of stories lah. So then one guy said, "Why didn't you tell us a ghost story?" So I said, "Well, that's interesting, you know, because I am a trainer also by profession in schools. So I used to get to do camps and even in classes. So sometimes to avoid kids from sleeping, I will tell them a bit of ghost stories, stop, and then go, you know, do the lesson, recess, and then do a part 2 later. So keep them alive and awake lah." So I told the ghost story and it sounded well. I think it kind of picked up lah. And so people came back and say, "Hey, can you start doing a segment on ghost stories?" I had a lot of people messaging me. So I started a different platform so it's just stories people share with me, and then I retell that or narrate that story lah.
Nice.
Demand lah,
Ada demand.
Not say not don't make me sound like that lah. But I enjoy storytelling because my grandparents were storytellers. They used to tell us ghost stories, and my father is a fantastic storyteller. You know, so that kind of, you know, so it jogged my memory back, and so something that I like doing lah. So it's fun for me.
Yeah.
Fun, eh?
It's fun because of the way, I mean, your tone, you know, the way you tell your story.
Thank you.
It really, sometimes it affects the mood for some people,
Yes.
because, like, you know,
Correct.
as you know, not everyone can tell a ghost story.
But I cannot do the things that you guys or some people do, paranormal. I cannot do this. You cannot catch me on a day to do. No, but I have done meditation when I was a Hindu back then. So I used to come to places like this and sit down quietly at night to meditate. Not my first time, but because of the knowledge that what might accompany you back home, I don't do it now.
Okay.
I just sit down at home. I sit down at home. I have the Quran next to me. Worst come to worst, I can recite. I can do wudu and solat. You know, I feel safe. Man.
Safe, eh?
Yeah, I feel safe.
If there's anything, just call Aci. Okay, Aci, like what Mr. J said just now about, you know, going back home and all this stuff, kan?
Correct.
So for us, okay, we need to tell the audience lah. What do we normally do after we, you know, went for a walk to a place like this. So where do we go and what do we do? After all this visiting of all these scary places and all these jungles and all that. Yeah. So what do we do, Achit? Tell them.
We actually will go to a place. For example, we go to coffee shops. I think this is it's also a traditional belief as well.
Right.
We don't go back straight, especially when you have a family and small kids, infants, even toddlers, which is quite prone, I would say.
To get it right.
This kind of
Disturbances. Correct.
So it's just a matter of, okay, why not just about half an hour, take one prata or two pieces of prata and a coffee, and you also relax down, correct? So that is one of the belief lah.
Right.
So far works, right?
It works. Nothing happened to us. We are still doing this thing for you guys.
It's funny you said this because I had a friend. So when I was a Hindu, I used to go with a group of people. We used to go to people's house to do prayers and all that. And so I had one guy who's like a specialist. He's like he does exorcism. He's good at what he does. I mean, for me, it's like watching movies lah when you see that. So I asked him, hey, what do you do after this? You do this, and then where do you go back home? Would it follow you? He said, where should you go after you finish an exorcism? Where do you think a person should go? So I'm just thinking, so I had some guys in the group who said, hey, you go to, go home or go temple and all. Okay, say I'm getting into a car, I'm driving home alone at night. And so that thing is probably sitting around in my car or just sitting outside the car. If I drive to a temple, what do you think that thing is going to do? So I said, probably stay in the car. You don't want to get out to a temple or a church or a masjid, right? I'm not going to go there. Down there, got angels sitting down there. Not my crowd. So he said, that's right. So what do? I go park near a coffee shop. I'll find a char siu shop where they sell the Chinese chicken rice and all, meat all hanging, juicy. I park right next to it. I go sit there. I order one kopi. You think the fella wants my company? No, he wants that chicken. So he will go. Then I finish my kopi, I chow. I leave him there. So I mean, so what you say makes sense lah. So
it's just to drop them off somewhere.
Yeah, drop them all where they're comfortable.
Correct.
And they can enjoy themselves. They won't think about you. So you go back home lah. Yeah.
This is what I want to shout out. You all should do it if you are doing all this activity, because why? If they follow you back, think about it. They never pay your house rental or what. Yes,
Stay for free, yeah.
for free.
They play goalie.
Okay, since you are sharing stories in your content, I assume that you will have some personal experience.
Yeah.
If you have, can you share?
Okay, I've had some. I think I don't know whether I shared this. I think I did. My whole conversion into coming into Islam was not a normal situation. So I came into Islam because of dreams and visions and messages. I came into Islam through that. I was a very staunch Hindu. I think a lot of people who know me might know that. So I've done the Himalayas, I've done the Taipusams, I've done the fire walking, I've done everything there is to do. My family was a very deep-rooted Hindu family, and so Islam was the furthest thing from us. So I came in through that messaging and all that. For 1.5 years, every single day, I would get messages. I went through experience. I've got several. So a real short one. I shared this as a story from another person, but this was my own personal experience actually.
Okay.
But I shared it as a story. You see, it came to a point my experience was getting so out of this world and bizarre. Even some of the ustads I went to speak to didn't believe. They thought I was on some, medication or something like that, some hallucinogen or something, is he taking on ice or is he on drugs or, he's on meth or what. So one of the experience I had was, I had just sold my house. And so we were staying in a rental flat in Bukit Panjang. And it was Fajar Road or something like that lah. I think so. So it's quite a nice place, 5-room flat, but it was nobody lived there for many years. So they decided to rent it out. And so I was staying there alone. My mom initially went to stay with my sister. So I was staying in that flat alone. So I had just not converted yet. I was still placing the time for a conversion.
Process.
But I was, in mind, I was already a Muslim. I was really a practicing Muslim. And so, you see, for people, I get to hear this all the time. No disrespect to anybody, whatever religion or race you are. So when I was given, when I found Islam, right, I was very much appreciative of what it offered me and what it made me and the direction and the guidance I was given, right? So I appreciated, because I came into Islam through the Prophet, peace be upon him, because of my dreams and visions of the Prophet. And so my appreciation for the religion was very much higher than what, even now, how I am right now. Now a bit more complacent. I used to solat like 8 to 10 times a day. Whenever I think, I would just solat. I don't care about time and all that. I was wired that way. So there was one night I went out somewhere. I was very tired and I was a bit depressed because I had gone through a very bad divorce. That day was a battle to see my child and all. So I was very, my mind was beaten up and all. So I went home, and then I felt a bit dejected that day, a bit upset with Allah lah, because I wanted to see my boy that day, but I couldn't see because it was too complicated. So I was a bit upset. So I didn't even shower. I just didn't even eat. I went to bed, and I was in a point I don't even want to sleep on bed.
Okay.
I would sleep on the floor. Yeah.
Is it like depression kind of?
No,
No.
because of the religion. Like I said lah, I'm not like that now. Back then when I first converted, I wanted to follow the sunnah. And I felt that there's some sacrifice you have to do as a person.
Yeah.
And so one of my things, I'm not trying to say it to beat my chest, but there is a phase that I went through. So I slept on the floor. So it was a very small space. I slept on the floor, and then the bed was here. And then there was like a small side table here. And I always leave my Quran next to the side table here. And so while I was almost sleeping, half asleep, get into a subconscious mind, right? So it felt like almost like a dream, but like a sensation, right? And then I'm sleeping, something came into the room.
Wow.
Yeah, something
Okay.
I felt,
Alright, you felt.
a sensation.
Half
There's
asleep, right? You're half asleep.
Yeah,
right?
subconscious.
Okay, subconscious.
It's
Alright.
not completely dozed off. Still in a state of, just half awake. I sensed something came into the room. And then it just walked around the room, and then it left. By that time, towards the end of my conversion, I had seen and experienced things that I was, to a point, it became very comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's difficult to explain. A person who have gone through it probably might understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not a hero, I'm not a Superman, or I'm not the most religious person. I'm not. It's just that if you get, if you see a ferocious dog every day, for example, walk past a house, first day you might be a bit fearful. After some time you would say, hello, the fear goes away because the fact that you're so used to it, right? So I've seen some bizarre things in that 1.5 years. So there was a bit of trepidation. I felt that, what's this, man? I haven't experienced this in a while. And it doesn't feel like it's a good entity. It was like a troublemaker, kind of bad fella. Because you can feel the vibe sometimes, And so whatever it was, went out, and then I could sense in my subconscious mind, he's standing there, or that thing is there. I don't know why I keep using the name he. That thing was standing there, was looking, and it's quite weird because I'm lying down below the bed. I will not, but I felt it was a huge entity.
Ooh.
So the presence of it, I could feel it, I couldn't see it. And then I felt that it was standing there and just staring, so I didn't bother. And so what happened was I felt it didn't leave the room. This is the bizarre part. It didn't leave the room. It entered the wall behind me. You understand what I'm saying?
True.
So it's like you know, like when I went to my wife's place in Indonesia, Semarang, they live in a village next to the paddy field. You know, the rats run inside the walls. I hate it, man. So that's the feeling I had. Something went through the wall, not
Okay.
outside.
But you tried to wake up at a point of time?
No, you don't know my state of mind. I stay calm with this kind of thing. I haven't got into the panic mode yet, you see. One thing I've learned is to stay calm because, like I said, I am not overconfident, but I feel the Quran is there with me and I felt the sensation of Allah is being there with me. I didn't feel it. Not yet. We're waiting first, right?
Oh, not yet. Not yet, guys. You always saying the story.
I don't know whether I should even use that word here. The Al Kahuna, the El Presidente of the bad fellas, right? Okay. So it knows how to attack you. It knows what is your weak point and your strong point. It knows how to get you. So I think he's just working his way up to come into my head and play with my head, right?
Yeah.
So they know this fella is a bit stubborn, you know, and he knows that, okay, this fella is a bit confident. Okay, let me test his confidence because they always test you when you are at your utmost highest point. If you go to club and go back home, okay, you might feel a bit of something pushing on your chest, you can't move your muscle. But no, this one I felt was okay. It's a big test for me. So I still stayed calm, still sleeping, half conscious. And I felt the entity came right behind me. I didn't see it, but I can sense it.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
I can sense it. And so what happened was I'm still sleeping, right? I sleeping face up. And I felt something coming out from the wall. You can feel something coming out, and it's just coming out from there and his fingers. So, and I'm looking at the fingers at my peripheral, right? And it's not normal human. It's like a cat plus a bear, or it's very furry with long black fingernails. I know it's like a bizarre movie, so it's coming out. And from what I have understood, this is the big boss.
Hi Clan, you are with us, the Baba Clan podcast with our main sponsor, Faizal Muslim.
Okay guys, Faizal Muslim is here. So if you got any property related question, contact me at 93880120.
Yes, let's go!
It's not the minions or the disciples. No, this is the big boss. If that's how it's supposed to be from what I've heard. It's supposed to be. So he came out, and then something else kind of triggering me now. You say, okay, stay alert. You got to stay alert now. Something else is triggering in my head, which I get all the time. So that was a phase where I was going through. I felt protected by certain entities, and some people will call it Wali or Dato or something else bigger. So something is telling me, okay, stay alert now. So I'm getting a bit more still subconscious. And so what happened was, I kind of woke up. So I kind of woke up. Then I thought to myself, okay, just recite the Al-Fatiha. So, which I did. But still I'm a bit tired, and also I feel the focus wasn't there. Now I'm looking back and then doing a post-mortem, right? So the focus wasn't there. So I kind of woke up, and so again, I thought nothing of it. And then I went back to sleep again.
Okay.
So,
nice.
So again, the dream continued. This has happened. So there's a scientific term for it. And I used to have this. So you'll have a dream, you'll break, I even go and wash up, you come back, the dream will carry on. So there is a psychological term for this. So this time, the hand came out further.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost above my chest. So something in me told me, take the Quran and put it on your chest. So something is telling me.
Yeah.
So I physically reached out, because the Quran, I know exactly where it is. I took and I kissed it and I put it on my chest. Okay? So the hand retracted back.
Wow.
Retracted back. But, this is he's a trickster, right? So he knows his plan. Next thing I know, the hand is coming out in a wider circle. I'm still in subconscious mind. I know it's hard to fathom or understand. So what happens is the hand comes out in a wider circle. And his hands are long. And it's just hairy and big. So now I'm at a point where I'm really scared. No more like chill, no. So, you know what he does? The hand comes out. And I usually will cover my foot with blanket. He reaches out to the blanket and he draws the blanket up. I kid you not. So draws the blanket up. As I'm lying down in my subconscious state again, he's pulling up the blanket. Guess what he's doing? Covering the Quran.
Wow.
So
Okay, blocking it.
yeah, so doesn't want it to be seen.
Okay.
Because my eye, like the post-mortem shows me, because my mind was not strong that night. If your mind is strong, no disrespect the Quran, what knowledge the Quran has given you, if you recite it, that's enough. If you are 100% focused and you mean every word, you don't just recite it.
Correct.
You have to mean every single word.
Yeah.
So because the words has got a meaning, has got a certain power, right? When you recite it the right way. So I was 6:30 that day. So the thing covers the Quran. So something in me again tells me, do your azan now. So lying down, not moving. So until today, I don't know whether it's my subconscious dream or what it was. So I just raise my hand. Boom, the thing disappears.
Wow.
But
But at that point of time, you're still not a Muslim, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So but my conviction towards getting into Islam was there. Everything was set. So I was a practicing Muslim already. And, so yeah. So once I became a Muslim, the messages started dying down. It came, but in more longer spaces and period of time. Things which are important for me at that stage. First is the convincing part. People say, wow, you like the chosen one. I said, no, I'm the most stubborn student. So what does a teacher do in a class? Once everybody leaves, pull them aside, give him private tuition. So that's what I was done, given private tuition. And so after the conversion, it was more on how do I carry on from there.
Correct.
This was about how many years back?
So 2014, 2013, October 17, I converted. And yeah. So this was just before that. But it keeps your faith stronger, I think that's what it does, right? People will always see the pessimism in that, but Allah is a planner. And so by doing that, it enforces your faith.
Correct. Precisely. Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why. And also for Sembang Mambang, even though when we do our outdoors, right, let's say after this episode, we're going outdoors, right, we always emphasize, do not be afraid of the creator and the creations. Rather, you should be looking on the creator as well. So they are also, in Malay terms, makhluk, which is a being as well.
Okay.
And that's actually what I to me, my personal point, it heightens up. That means, okay, it makes you become brave. Therefore, when you see this thing, you're more focused and, okay, I need to recite pop. You don't like dilly-dally, no.
The awareness is there.
The awareness.
Yeah.
So, with surah, okay, sometimes because these things, they also, what I heard, they want to, manipulate.
Yeah.
Even the surah, when you are reciting, right?
Correct. It's like that. And like for yourself, at a point of time, you have not converted to become a Muslim, you know. So for some people, maybe at that 50-50 part where, you know, maybe this thing will
Distraction.
distraction. Either make you Muslim or not, you know, at a point of time. So wow. So it's good that now he's part of our brothers. Alhamdulillah. And you know, all this to me, this makhluk, all this you know, hantu and all people call it. It's more of when you think of them, there will be some kind of how to say, doa and all, you know, from the Quran. You know, you can recite all these things. So we as human, I think we just need to learn more and get engaged more on what you're learning on your religion, and not be too.
Arrogant. I've seen why I use that word is because I've met people like that. They're so overconfident, and I tell you, as an outsider, you can see there are some areas of their life is going a bit offhand because they're so arrogant, right? So the devil doesn't attack you directly. Oh, you have faith. You can recite the Quran back to front, front to back. I'm going to come and no. They will put in something else. You know, could be a distraction, could be money, could be another, yes. So those are the distractions that pulls you away. And so people who sound so overconfident, even arrogance is one of your sin.
Precisely.
You know, so they don't understand it. And, you know, like I had ustads who come and tell me, hey, your prayer will never be accepted by Allah because I cannot kneel down completely because my knee is reconstructed.
Who's the ustad?
No, so back then, I used to go home feeling very sad. But now, if you put that guy in front of me, he will be, you know, he will go home with a different idea.
Kena Papa A to Z.
Actually, going through this experience, I felt it reinforces somebody's faith.
True.
Yeah.
True. And for ghost stories, like when you are still a Hindu, right?
Yeah.
Do you see or do you feel differently after your conversion, these two makhluk? You know, do you see a different perspective, or you can see that both of them are the same thing, is just different names? What do you think?
Oh, so, I mean, if you, I know this is a very sensitive subject. I don't want to offend anybody, for example. So I am a student who went on to read about the different religions. Different religious beliefs and all. So this was a course that I pursued and I studied. So I got a diploma in Islamic studies. So this is one of the subjects on this, and I've pursued this widely also. I've read a bit about religion from throughout the world. So even whether it's Hinduism or Buddhism or Taoism, Buddhism is a philosophy. If you're looking at Christianity and all, even the older religions as well. If you look for Hinduism, if they have the original books which are called the Vedas, which is not, it's in Sanskrit. So the normal Hindu right now would not be able to tell you what the Vedas word for word. Right now they have the technology of internet. There are people who do it, but back then, but if you would read the original scriptures, right, it's very close to the Quran. So even in Sikhism, is very close. If you read the original scriptures, it shows about the oneness of Nur. So the Hindus call it the ultimate light, which means Prabha Brahma, the one that gave birth to the universe, one God. Or Brahma Jodi means light, which means Nur, which is another name for Allah. So if you look at the original scriptures, right, it's mind-boggling. It's very close to the Quran. But because of the fact that one group of people manipulated the religion, then learned Sanskrit, the Brahmins, they have conjured the religion in such a way they teach it according to what they want to teach, which is not part of the original scriptures. This, I would say it because it's facts.
Okay.
A person who understands the Vedas will know what I'm talking about. Because there's no current literature on the Vedas. What they have is a belief system. When they read the Ramayana or the Mahabharata, those are philosophies, like the Confucian philosophy. It teaches you what is morally right. Actually, Hinduism is called Dharma, which is doing good. And this is part of Islam. You are judged for your good deeds, and you need to believe in the oneness of Allah, which is Brahma, which is another name for Allah, which is the ultimate light, which is the Nur.
Okay, it's actually they are talking about monotheism.
Yes. But if you talk to the Hindu, so they will agree but disagree. They say all the other gods are depictions of this for the people to viably understand what they believe, to have a focus point. So I'm not going to sit there and argue with them, because I get stories from all over the world now. And people who worked here, who are from different parts, they send me, guys, people standing from Myanmar, Burma. The last one I had left hanging was from the Himalayas. They send me certain deals, and I used to also used to follow or used to believe in my ayah. He's a wali, 126,000 prophets sent down. We do not know them by name. We probably know what, 20 plus to 30 plus, you know. So those are walis who guide you. In fact, I came into Islam through that wali. For fasting for that wali, he guided me into Islam. So this is what I would explain it. So people used to ask me, what are you talking about? You know, Hinduism, what are you talking about Christianity? You as a Muslim should only talk about Islam. So my idea of doing da'wah, I was actually in Darul Arkam. I used to volunteer there. And so I used to run the da'wah division. So they took me in not because of my knowledge of Islam, it's because I could understand as a convert, as a mualaf, how I would appreciate the religion. So I say, if you want to sit down and talk to somebody and make them understand, do you tell your student, you're salah, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong? What is going to happen? They're going to walk away.
Yeah.
But if you tell them, hey, listen, there are similarities, let's discuss. So when I highlight that, there is a form of da'wah. So a lot of my Muslim brothers and sisters don't understand this. They think I'm advocating other things,
correct.
which is not.
Yeah, this is a disclaimer. As you can hear from the person himself, it's
So
not, guys.
yeah. So I'm not trying to promote anything. I'm a storyteller, purely entertainment.
Okay, before we end this episode, Ahmad, we didn't have this in Sembang Mambang. I want to make it exclusive. Okay, since I know that you were previously a Hindu,
Right.
Okay, I just want to ask.
Yeah.
Can you share with me about some of your like back then the belief, your belief back then, the ghost. I only know Mohini.
So same like Putiana. Okay, so every culture. So if you read about the cultural significance and its attachment to rituals in culture. So the rituals is one branch of what religion prescribes if it's not properly stated. You understand? So that is one area. There's also toyol, which is kuti sata. Kuti is small.
Kuti,
Setan. Setan is a Islamic word. We use an Arabic word also lah. So they also use the same thing. And there's a temple in India, which I will do a story on, which praises the kuti sata, which is toyol. You see, so there are similarities because we are an Eastern religion or culture. So we have similarities. Before religion even came in, our belief system was universal. They would believe in the trees and the plants and the suns and the stars.
In a museum.
Yeah, back in the days, right? Back in the days before religion came down, ascended down on us, people used to believe in all this. So there are a lot of similarities. So so it's amazing. Like if you read about it, you can talk about this for days and you will still keep people at the edge of their seat. So Pontianak is Mohini.
Mohini, correct.
Yeah, so you have the toyol, and then you also have other entities which they don't have a name for it. So the one interesting fact that I have learned as a Muslim because of the knowledge that has been driven up to us through our holy book, right, is it identifies the different energy sources or entities. We know certain things they say ghost. There's, I would say, a spiritual entity. Ghost is something nice to say a story. Oh, it's a ghost. No, it's a spiritual entity, and it's also just whitewashing what the entity could be. So there is the what do you call the energy source of after the death of a person, which I would say is a spiritual energy. And then the next one is the jinn, which can take the form of the spiritual entity or the human being or the animal form. And then there's a good fella and a bad fella. And so I have learned to identify previously. So for jinn, we call them budam. Budam is a word for in Tamil they use. But that budam also could be good jinn.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So for those who are followers, if any of you following is a Hindu, so even in when you say Ayah's Muniswaran and all is part of is the different. They are supposed to be different entities of this wali. They are protectors. They are guardians. These are the statues or pictures you see outside a Hindu's door with the knife or the what do you call parang or the trident. So the ones that live outside the house are the guardian gods, or you can call them the guardian angels. I would call them walis, given a description like the wali songo, right? If you go to Indonesia. So they don't carry parang and all. They are just people who spread Islam, but people have believed that they have special favors from Allah who are there to guide you. So similarly, it depends on how your upbringing has brought you to believe in that wali.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree that.
You understand? So it actually it bounds down to your culture and your religion and what he has taught you. So there's like I said, so I've learned to identify, and through personal experience, you can know what is what roughly. And people say angels. It's so funny when people depict angels as this white, beautiful beings with long dresses, beautiful faces, white wings, like the Cupid, you know. But if you see the real entity, there's nothing more scary. People say the Puntiana is scary. Wait till you see an angel or something like that. The Malaikat is more scary to look at. You know,
Correct,
so so.
Oh, I want to touch on the scary part. One more thing. Humans are more scary than ghosts as well.
Yes, correct.
And I'm wearing boots, and these guys are wearing boots. So I got my boots. You know why? I'm more scared of things that crawls. You know, and people who I had relationship in the past with, I don't want to say, that's more scary. That's more scary.
Guys, that's it. For the first time ever, we are outdoor doing Sembang Mambang Outdoor Edition with none other than Mr. J. Thank you so much for being with us. Yeah, it was a good storytelling tonight outdoor. What do you think, Achi?
Wow, I think this is quite a deep thoughts talk.
Yes, I think
Okay,
so too.
and I appreciate that you can bring out something that is of a different niche that is on the market right now. I would say, and appreciate all the knowledge that you were sharing, which is very intriguing for me, lah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to read about it, lah.
Precisely.
You know, I respect what they do. This paranormal understanding is very different. I'm just a storyteller, purely entertainment. That's it.
Nice. Wow.
Yes, that's it. And if you like what you guys are seeing, do follow us on all our socials, and you can follow us on.
Okay, we are in TikTok, IG, YouTube, Spotify, and also do not forget we have our Telegram. You can join our clan in our Telegram, whereby we are sharing our latest episode activities, even 2 weeks in advance. What we're gonna do and what we're gonna
You're like a town council. Okay, follow me on J Sidewalk Stories on YouTube. I just started. Follow me on that. I will try to develop that. And this, you guys got to appreciate what they're doing, you know.
And signing off, I'm Amar.
And I'm Archie.
And this is Sembang Mambang.
Yung mystic, ikaw